Good morning. It is Danger Dan here in the Talk Shop. Got a good show for you today. I went down to Austin, Texas. Sat down with Matt Jackson in his new shop location. Super secret South Austin barber shop / chop shop. I didn't even catch the name of the barber shop, but pretty rad setup. Matt, thanks for having me down. He answered some questions I had about the Texas Time Traveling Chopper Show. But before we get into that, let's get into some other dates. March 3rd through the 8th is the Mint 400 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Got some big news and announcements coming for that. March 13th, 14th, and 15th. Flat Out Friday and Mama Tried in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Visor Forum Friday night for racing, and then at the Rave Theater all weekend. And there's fucking parties every night. Make sure you listen to Brap Yap. Hear these guys tell you all about it. March 27th and 28th is the Texas Time Traveling Chopper Show in New Braunfels, Texas at the Green Harley Davidson. Presented to you by Jackson's Choppers, our guest today. April 3rd, 4th, and 5th is the Texas Fandango at the Gillespie County Fairgrounds in Fredericksburg, Texas. Racing, swapping, motorcycle show, chopper show, all the motorcycles, and the outbound train. That's right. There is going to be like a fucking chopper showcase area and a chopper music stage. Well, who the fuck else would play on it except for me, Alan Wayne Nichols, and the Doghouse, the outbound train. Make sure you check out the video that Chemical Candy Customs released this last week of our new single, Dark Cloud. And if you would like to get a 7-inch piece of history where we recorded on the last Friday the 13th under the last full moon of last decade at the Cosmic Shed, we are doing a limited run 200 7-inch records. They've got 4 songs on them. Al made a bitchin' stamp. Instead of printing on the covers, he carved out a stamp and he's putting ink on every single one of them by hand and signing them and numbering them. So there's only going to be 200. Anyways, if you just PayPal hillbillydirtbag@gmail.com, $25 with your address, we will shut that down when we've hit 200. And if we have any left, we'll have them at the Texas Fandango. So come for the Texas Time Traveling Shopper Show and stay for the Texas Fandango. Damn. That's all the dates I got for right now. That's a lot of dates, right? Al from the Outbound Train is at Saints and Sinners for the rest of the month in Dallas, Texas during the week. Not on the weekend, but during the week. So if you want to get some rad ink, go see him. Tattoo Troubadour on Instagram. Have you guys ever been to my website? I don't know if you have. Maybe you have. It's DangerDansTalkShop.com. And there's a link that will take you to my Patreon page where you can contribute to this show. That's right. You can help keep this show on the road. And because of that, I'm going to hook you up with a bunch of badass shit, right? What I just drew a blank. Can you guys tell that I'm just winging this? I'm not even winging it. I have show notes in front of me. So if you want to become a patron, right? At $5 a month, I am going to give somebody the chance. No, wait. I'm giving away a trip. Thanks to Motorcycle Sherpa, somebody is going to Nepal. And all you have to do is become a patron at $5 a month. For every month you donate $5 to keep this show on the road, you got a chance at going to Nepal and riding through the Himalayas. Yes, it is sick. And if you haven't heard the road shows where I tell you all about it and document my experience with a bunch of rad people riding motorcycles in a really rad spot, You need to listen to it. So Bear and Booty they're going to let me give away a fucking trip, dude. All you got to do is sign up. DangerDanceTalkShop.com. Go to the Patreon support tab. You can also just donate $1 a month. And if you donate $1 a month, you got a chance at winning a knife made by Nick every single month. We've given away 25 knives, and we're going to give away 12 more. That's sick, right? I think so. Today, we are giving away a Lowbrow Customs gift pack. It's a gift certificate and an auxiliary fuel tank. Lowbrow Customs is helping me out in so many ways. They're fitting my dirt bike with a bunch of rad shit. They're fitting the flat trap bike with a bunch of rad shit. They got a bunch of rad shit on my chopper. And if you are building anything this winter, go to lowbrowcustoms.com. Order that shit. It will show up so fucking fast. You're not even going to be ready for it, dude. Not even going to be ready for it. Dude, and if you live in North Texas, these next guys you really need to know about. I had David Brown. I think David Brown was like 57 is what he said, number 57 podcast. Anyways, Brown Cycles out of Dallas, Texas. It's a family-owned motorcycle shop with rich Texas history. That's right. They got a guy named Red Eye there, and he might be a fucking crazy old man, but he's got a gray beard. He's one of the gray beards that you've heard about. He's been there for 20 years building pan heads, shovel heads, knuckle heads, flat heads, Sportsters, Evos, whatever. You take it to him, he can make that shit happen. Jake and Scott are veterans of the Afghan and Iraq war, and they take care of all the other shit. You can meet David Brown behind the counter. He's been in business for 50 years. They recently just got a machine called the Straight Shooter from Rack and Pull. It's an alignment tool, right? It'll align your front end, your power plant, your swing arm. And it's got laser fucking precision. Laser precision. You got a wobble in your dyna? Have you done so many wheelies that all your shit is out of whack and you need to get realigned? Dude, take it to Brown's. You will notice a difference. You will definitely notice a difference. They got a large inventory of parts and accessories and service products. 5223 Military Parkway, Dallas, Texas. Thank you, David Brown. Okay, so, dude, I got one more for you. High Seas Jerky, right? There's like this thing in Dallas Fort Worth called Zest Fest, where it's just a bunch of people with hot sauce and fucking hot shit. It's called Zest Fest. High Seas Jerky is gonna be there with a bunch of badass shit. He's got watermelon ghost pepper jam. He's got Reaper jerky. If you tell him Danger Dan sent you, he will give you 10% off. And he just launched a new website, highseasjerky.com. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this jerky before. It's insane. It really is. If you've been listening, you've heard me talk about it because I've taken it on many trips. Hell, I took it to Nepal. I've taken it everywhere. I've gotten it. I've eaten it down the road so much that I've had the hot peppers of the dust from the hot peppers just like floated into my eyes and blind me while going down the highway on my chopper. But it was worth it. Go to highseasjerky.com. Use Danger Dan at checkout. You will get 10% off. Yeah, you'll get 10% off your whole order. Well, I just fucking drew a blank there. All right. Dude, so my guest today is Matt Jackson, like I told you. It was a really cool talk. We, he's in a club. He's in a 1% club, and we've danced around it in the past. But we really talked about some of the aspects of riding in that group setting. And I really enjoyed talking with Matt, learning about the new show, how things are going to be a little differently going forward. And I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked that he's doing it. I'm stoked that you're fixing to learn about it, and I can't wait to see you there. So here's Matt Jackson from Jackson's Choppers. Oh, and wait, after we get done talking, I'm going to give away a sweet gift from Lowbrow, and then Nick's got a sweet music pick for us this week. So, all right, here we go. This time for real. Here you go, Matt. Bada bing, bada boom. Matt, thanks for having me down.
Thanks for being here.
I like the new space, dude.
Thanks, man. It's small. It's like a little workshop but no one really knows where I am now, so I like that too.
Yeah, you've
not
been
a
keeping
sign
that a
or
little bit
anything.
private, huh? Is the sign still up there at the old place?
No, I have it here now.
You went and got it, huh?
Yeah, I knew whenever I showed up one day, and there were these guys sitting in the parking lot in a rental car or something, and I assumed they were here because I'm sharing a space with a barbershop, and I don't have any kind of sign or anything on this place, and I assumed they were
Oh, it
here.
was like city officials? That's what you thought it was?
No. They were just, I just thought they were here for a barbershop or something, right?
Okay.
So I walk in, and I showed up at like my kind of time, which is like 11 or noon or 1 or something, right? I've been getting here earlier, but yeah. And I show up at like noon, and I walk in, mind my own business or whatever. And then like very quietly, these two guys come in, and I'm like thinking that they're still looking for a barbershop, and and then they're like, oh, hey, they had a thick accent. They were from Australia. And they're like, we're on, just a little trip around the United States, and we're from Australia, and we were coming to your shop, and we went to your old shop, which is pretty good ways away from my new
it's
shop.
not real close.
And that's when the sign was still up there, and the transmission shop is there, which I'm sure they were fucking sick of, sending people
happening.
this way,
Yeah.
or that happening, because I guess I never had anybody come from over there to here, but they like gave them all my information this time.
I guess when they come from Australia,
Yeah, for sure. So then they had been waiting in the parking lot for an hour. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I just, I've been trying to lay low,
Dude, this
over
barbershop's got to be a lot better tenants than the fucking hood rats you had next to the old spot.
here. What, like Petey? I
Yeah.
like that guy. I love Petey.
Oh, what a wild spot, dude. That's still happening, too. They haven't completely shut
Is
it
it?
down.
I didn't get to go to that show. Yeah. I mean, I played shows there when it was the original Broken Neck,
Yeah.
So
Really? You played back there?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
You been playing any now?
No, I don't play anymore.
I saw you did a reunion show since
That
we
was like
last
2
time.
years ago.
Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2
Come
years ago.
on. It was like last year.
No, that was over 2 years ago. Yeah.
Huh.
I like it. It's just whenever I was playing in bands and stuff, like that rush you get playing to like a big crowd or like a cool show or whatever.
Yeah.
When I was finally able to get into motorcycles like I did, and then you're riding something that you put together, that was just as much of a rush, and you didn't have to deal with anybody else.
Yeah, if not more, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely a close draw right there. I started playing again recently, and that's what I told him. I was like, I want to be real picky about shows, not because I'm like a piggy person, but
You just want to get burned out.
yeah, I want to really enjoy it. I'd rather just hang out and practice with you guys than play a show every other weekend.
But that's the thing is, like, whenever I was playing, I even got to the point where the bands I did after the band I was in that toured a lot, I did my own bands, and I was writing and recording everything basically, and then getting my good friends to play, the shows with me, right?
Yep.
But that way I had complete like creative control on it. However, I never wanted to have a band unless I was going to go for it, right? Like not go for it, but tour and like actually do
Not
stuff.
half-ass it, you know? Push it.
Yeah, and so no one else was willing to do that kind of thing. Then I finally got a motorcycle, and I was like, oh shit, I can, I shouldn't be wrenching on this thing, but I am, and I'm riding down the road. It's probably going to kill me, and then that's a pretty good rush there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. No, that's one of the things I think that probably gets overlooked about music a lot of times, in bands specifically, is, you see iconic bands that like stayed together for so long. Like, it's
They got to hate each other.
dude. I mean, it's so difficult to keep a group of 3 or 4 people together over any amount of time without them killing each other.
You probably
and
come to
create
this point.
stuff.
You probably come to this point where like you realize, okay, we've gotten success, and I don't have any other skills.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can do with my
Yeah,
life.
so like you
Now
kind
I'm
of gotta
stuck with you.
Yeah, you kind of gotta go with it, right?
Dude, it's brutal, man. So the band that I'm in now, me and Al, the Outbound Train with Doghouse, the last band I was in, I started riding motorcycles, or got a Harley, and started touring with the band on the bike.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, it was sick.
Yeah.
But the rest of the band was stuck in the vehicle.
Yeah.
So like instead of hitting the road together like in a van, like we're hitting the road together, like I'm like, peace out, fuckers. I'll see you at the next show. And I take off on my bike, right?
So you're the prima donna.
Well, it just created like a divide. Yeah, I might have been. I mean, it was definitely, we didn't hit the road together,
Yeah.
you know? So, like, somewhere after doing it for a few months, I was like, you know, I got burnt out with the guys. I'm like, I don't want to play with you guys. And we're like, you guys don't ride motorcycles. I'm out of here. So I ride from Fort Wayne, Indiana to East Texas to my buddy Al's tattoo shop. And I'm like, Al, you play music, you ride motorcycles. When you're ready to start a band like that, then I'll play with you.
Yeah.
And that was like fucking 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
And we finally did it. We just went and recorded an album
No shit.
at the Cosmic Shed. And
I'd seen a. Oh, okay. Is that I saw Scott posted something with you playing.
yeah.
That's cool.
No, it's fun, man. And that's what I told him. I was like, and that's the deal. He wanted to record an album. I was like, well, how about we just like ride motorcycles somewhere and then just play and we'll record wherever we're at instead of doing the studio. You've done the studio shit. Like that's monotonous, gets kind of annoying. You're like
Super annoying.
in a, you know, now studios are a lot nicer, but they cost money for that shit, you know? So
Man, the last 2 records I recorded was all analog.
no shit.
Yeah, and that was awesome.
Like to tape?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I recorded on Brian Baker's like Vox amp from Minor Threat, and
What the fuck? That's
and
sick.
it was called the Sweat Box. This place here in Austin. It's a cool spot. It was all analog.
Wow.
Came out really good.
What was the name of it?
Sweat Box.
The album or
Oh,
the band?
the band.
Yeah.
The studio was called Sweatbox. The band was called Coptic Times, and then I had another band called Street Cleaner, and we recorded both albums.
At the
that place.
Sweatbox.
Yeah, at Sweatbox.
Was it a sweaty spot? No AC?
It wasn't terrible, but it was. It was.
I mean, I'm sure it takes a really expensive AC unit to have in a place like that where it's not heard. You know, like
Yeah.
because that's a lot of.
They had a cool room. Like they had a room with it was kind of like an industrial little area in like North Austin, and but they had the recording room had like a high ceiling and just had really good sound.
That's sick. Yeah, I recorded an album down here in a place. It was a school. We did it as like a kid. You know, he just had to do it for his credits. Yeah, credits. But it was where Sublime recorded years ago.
They recorded here.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Dude, it had sick. You're not a Sublime fan, dude?
I'm
Come
not
on.
I can't say that I am, but
Come on.
hey, man.
I thought it was sick playing in the same place as
Yeah.
fucking Bradley Noel.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of music down here, dude.
There is.
A lot of music. What's your spot? Where do you go see live music down here?
I guess my preference would be Mohawk. I guess has the most shows that I go to. One of my brothers, Rabbi, works there. He's been bartender there for like 10 years, and I think that's probably the place I go to the most.
Mainly metal shows?
Oh, actually, I go to Lost Well a lot now too.
Oh, that's a cool spot.
Yeah.
I played there multiple times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They got a nice biker theme there too, like
Yeah.
tables made out of sprockets and rotors and
Oh, for
shit.
sure. Yeah, it's a cool place, man. I've spent a lot of time there recently, but yeah, good people. I've been to a lot of shows there. So Lost Well and Mohawk, yeah.
I've been to some wild shows at the Lost Well.
Yeah.
That I don't even fucking remember. You know,
I
just
believe
remember
it.
showing up.
I believe it. I bet about 75% of the crowd can probably say the same thing.
Oh, dude.
But hey,
I
man,
forgot
it's
about
part of
that
the fun.
spot. That's on the north side of town, right?
No, it's downtown.
Is it?
It's like east of downtown, yeah, east side.
Yeah, it's on the east side of 35.
Yeah.
For sure.
7th Street.
Dude, this place is fucking changing, man. The east side of 35 used to be like, there used to be nothing going on over there.
Yeah, it
Years
used to
ago.
be. It was. It's definitely gentrified now. That's where my old shop was,
Yeah.
and I had been going to that area for years because literally where my old shop was, across Cesar Chavez on Springdale, which you could see from outside my old shop, is where the practice spaces were, where every one of my bands practiced.
Oh, no
since
shit.
I was 18.
Right there?
Yeah, I've been coming to that area for years, and it was super sketchy back then.
Yeah.
But
That's how all the jam rooms are. They're always in a sketchy spot because it's
Yeah.
the cheapest.
well, it's what we could
rent.
afford, yeah, for sure. And we would have 4 bands practicing in there, like we'd split it between 4 bands or something.
Yeah, one
And
space.
there, yeah.
What was that place called?
I have no idea. It was just a storage place.
Oh, it wasn't even like
It was
a
the east
jam
side.
room.
No, fuck no.
Well, we had a spot like that. The bass player lived in the storage unit, and that's where we practiced. He like had fucking extension cords ran over some random light pole inside
Nice.
the storage
That's called
place.
efficiency.
Efficiency, that's right. Effectiveness, man. We skated more than we played music, though. Fuck yeah. So no music now, just fucking choppers, dude.
Yeah, just motorcycles in general,
Yeah.
24/7. So
So you got a lot of shit going on here in this little
Yeah.
space, dude.
I do. Yeah, it's a small space, but well, first off, I've never had AC before, which is nice, and heat, and just being in a manageable space that's like inside. And even though it kind of looks like chaos right now, like I'll take, once a week I'll take and like organize everything, and it's like a little workshop is what it feels like.
Yeah. Well, and I find, like, my shop now, it's fucking huge and it's great, but before that, it was half of this. But I felt like I was more efficient in there.
Well, you have
'Cause
to be.
had to be,
Yeah.
like there was no room for shit to just get laid out and stacked upon stacked. So that's got to be nice.
For sure. Yeah, that's part of it. Like I mean, I'll look around and things will get chaotic, and I'm like, man, I got to get this bike out of here. Like we got to get this bike out of here. So then I can focus on that, get it out, and just I don't know. I like being able to come to a space where I can concentrate and everything's not all spread out. Because the more room you have, the more stuff you're gonna fill it with, right?
Fuck yeah.
That's part of the deal. So
Well, last year was big. You went to Born Free. You doing that again this year?
I'm not doing Born Free this year.
No.
But yeah, we did Born Free last year, and
Where else did I see you?
man, I don't know.
Did you
Southern
go to
Throwdown?
Mama Tried?
No, I didn't go to Mama Tried last year. I'd like to go this year, but I think it's too late for that. What day is this?
It's like
This is January something, huh?
yeah, but remember it's in March this year.
Oh, they moved it to March?
Yeah.
What's the date?
Second weekend in March. It's like
Oh, fuck.
7th and 8th. Yeah,
Oh,
hit
that's
them
the
up. They're
second.
taking
That's the second weekend in March. Okay.
Yeah, the first weekend in March is
Is the first then?
the Mint. That's where I'll be at in Vegas, and then go to Milwaukee. Yeah, they had some situation with the venue they did Flat Out Friday in,
Oh, okay.
and now they're doing it at a different spot a month later.
I love that show. It's a really cool one.
Fuck yeah!
I've been to it
is.
3 times.
Yeah.
3 times, and yeah, those guys are really cool. Warren, Scott, like real cool guys.
Yeah, I went back there again this summer. Dude, Milwaukee's just great.
Yeah, I went there.
really
I went
like
there.
that spot.
I went there in the summer's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I went there Scott, that does Mama Tried, he actually, I guess, put me up for it. But they had a thing where they had a little bike show for whatever the anniversary was that year in
the
Harley.
115th?
That's
They did something big there.
when they had a little bike show and stuff.
I think so.
Okay, yeah. So I got invited to that with that orange pan head that I built.
Okay.
And Scott was the one who put me up for it, so that was cool. And they displayed the bike at the museum and all that. And that was in the summer, and it was beautiful up there.
Yeah, and they had the museum all tricked out with a bunch of shit. They did a big party, right?
Yeah.
Cole
That was a big
Freeman
deal.
was doing stunts,
Yeah.
and they did a Flat Out Friday race.
Did they?
I remember.
I
yeah.
missed that.
I wasn't there for it, but that was why I went back. I was like, I cannot miss any more of these fucking indoor races.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stoked about it this year.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad they found a spot. Racing that doesn't get you going much, does it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Have you ever
It's
done any
entertaining.
racing on bikes?
Nah, man. I like to go slow and look cool.
It
Seriously.
doesn't sound like it with a 110 inch. What did you put in there?
Yeah, as I just did a 110-inch top end on my Dyna. Well, that's the thing, though, is that's just to maintain speed with my, the brothers I ride with.
That's sick. What kind
But,
of speeds do you roll at with
oh,
that thing?
I mean, it won't be anything for us to cruise at, 90 miles an hour consistently, like 6 inches from the tire in front of you. You know what I mean?
It's so fucking rad, dude.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, you get at first, it's kind of like right before I started prospecting, I had a 1950 Panhead chopper, and I rode with the
With
chapter.
the drum brake?
Yeah, with just a rear drum brake, and I rode with the chapter that I was going to end up, being in eventually, twice with it. While I was like in limbo, I mean, I knew I had to get a new bike, right? Like
Yeah.
there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like I needed that reliability for how much we ride, and I was in the process of it, which Oliver helped me out a lot with that. But I was in the process of getting my Dyna, and all I had was my pinhead, right? So like I'm like in the back of this pack, going down 35, pinned at like 80, 85 miles an hour on my, 4-speed
With a
1950 pinhead.
26-inch front sprocket and the 51 in the back?
Yes.
Or you have a 25?
Yeah, I had a 26.
Yeah.
I put a 26 on everything. But
Really?
but yeah.
That's what you put on everything,
Yeah.
huh?
And I had it pinned, probably going 80, 85, like sounds like the motor's about to blow up. And the whole time I'm just thinking, God, I hope nobody hits their brakes, because I'm gonna fucking nail everyone.
Yeah.
But it worked out.
That's fucking awesome.
But then my shovel, the last chopper I had of my own was a 68 generator shovel, and it had a 53 pre-unit front end on it. It was a bitchin' bike. Morris Mag, L Carb.
That was the black one with the red flames?
Yeah, it was like black and red, yeah.
Yeah.
And but if it was inside, you'd just think it was black or something. It's a cool paint job.
Yeah.
That Joey did. And
That was one of my favorite bikes you did,
I
really,
love that
dude.
bike.
That bike was fucking sick.
I love that bike. Yeah, I ended up having to sell that last March, and but I rode that with my chapter a couple times. And you're talking about riding with guys that have souped up Dynas or road glides or whatever. And I remember they let me set the pace. We had to go. We were going somewhere about an hour and a half away, but it was all highway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm riding this, this generator shovel chopper with a 53 pre-unit front end. Like, shit, you shouldn't be riding on the highway probably.
Uh-huh.
But they let me set the pace with it. And I remember we're cruising down 35, and I see a state trooper. We all do. And then my brother that was riding up front with me, he like backed off. And I was like, damn, were we speeding?
Yeah, how fast were we
were
going?
we speeding?
Yeah.
So when we get to where we're going, like an hour and a half later, I was like, how fast were we going? And he was like, you're going to 85 the whole way. And I was like, damn. And that was with the L Carb, Morris Mag, 26 tooth sprocket, But generator shovels always are.
It's crazy how much louder a panhead motor is when you're fucking got higher RPMs going. It sounds like they're fixing to come apart.
For sure.
Like,
They probably are.
yeah, they really are. No, I took off out of the X Games. So after leaving Milwaukee last summer, I went to the X Games. And my buddy Sam's like, hey, you want to ride with us? We're all going to Sturgis together. And I just said, yeah, I did one thing. And he's like, we're doing some Eagle Rider ride. I'm just like, whatever. I'll roll with some dudes. We're all going to the same place. Might as well leave together. Then it's like fucking Twitch and all his dudes on fucking brand new Milwaukee 8s. Just set to go fucking fast. And I was like, well, this isn't gonna last long. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna roll with them until we get out of town.
Yeah.
They didn't let me set the pace though.
Yeah,
and that's the thing on an old bike. Like,
did they get annoyed with you, or did you?
I just let them go. I just like once we got out of town, I was like, I can't keep this up.
Well, wait till something hits their radiator, then you're gonna be able to keep going. And
that's true. But yeah, I mean, the reason I'm able to do the miles that I do is because I ride with the bike. Like, like I'm going off of what the motor wants to do. Not
you
like,
have to.
But when you ride with people, you're not hearing the motor as much, and you're fucking
it's a major,
even harder, man.
Well, it's a major difference. Like when you're riding with a pack, like and I still have. I'll have brothers today that have been in the club I'm in for 50 years, and they'll see one of my choppers and they'll say, Matt, why don't you have a front brake? I'm like, what are you talking about? But you ride like when I get on an old chopper, I ride it completely different than I ride my Dyna.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it took me a while to learn how to use a front brake. Like even on my Dyna, I've never
because they
had
work
a front
good,
brake.
dude.
Yeah, they work real good. Apparently, that's supposed to be most of your stopping power.
Yeah.
I figured that out, but it took a little while. But yeah, you just ride things differently. Like when you have an old chopper, it's like you start braking. I mean, you can feel it. You
just
braking,
let off the
like,
gas before you even hit the brake. Like, let's see if the motor can do most of the work.
Exactly. But you start braking ahead of time. If you're on a newer Dyna or a newer bike or whatever, you can actually,
You can ride all the way up to the light.
Yeah.
Or like, I just
Within a
assume the
normal
light's going to
distance.
go red. If it's a certain distance,
For
it's like,
sure.
I'm not getting up to speed.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
just going to go ahead and roll through it. I got a buddy, he drives his truck like I ride my chopper, I always say. And he did like 400,000 miles with the original brake pads. Because he just lied on the fucking gas pedal.
I do that with it's weird. I won't do that when I'm riding. Like I ride fairly aggressively. Not as aggressively as some people I know. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'm more from like a chopper kind of thing. Like I like to look cool and cruise, you know what I mean? But when I'm driving a truck or something, man, I drive like a grandpa.
Really?
I just cruise. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I get bummed out when I see people that are just all worked up and like honking at people and like
Yeah.
fucking running up on people and whatnot. It's like where are you trying to go? You know?
That's the thing is people get rushed, man. It's cool that you can. I mean, I think that says a lot about the way you live altogether. If you can just drive slow and take it easy, and
Yeah.
not rush everywhere.
Yeah.
I
Plus, how am I
try
supposed to text at the same time and like eat some food and stuff? Like you can't be driving fast doing that.
try 3 on the tree, phone, and a coffee.
Yeah.
Riding through town, dude. I'm like,
What kind of phone? Cricket?
fucking an iPhone.
You got an iPhone?
An iPhone right on speakerphone with 3 on the tree. There's no insulation. You can't
yeah.
fucking
Can't
hear.
hear anything.
I can't hold it up to my ear anyways. Speakerphone.
That's when you just get it in third, dude, and you start cruising.
Yeah, and it does
And
do
clutch.
that. You're right.
Just clutch the whole time.
It's dude, fucking coffee's hot, man. You spill that shit on your lap, it's fucking hot, dude. Yeah, riding in the pack, man. You know how I travel. I travel by myself. Like that's how I can travel. It's because I'm by myself. But going into Nepal and like riding with a group of people was so much like. It was one of the things that I was worried about going over there. Like, can I ride? Like, am I gonna freak out having to ride with these people for this amount of time? But it ended up being one of my favorite parts about the trip was like.
That's awesome.
Just doing it with other people, like getting to a place and being like, we made it alive.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah,
I can
you
talk
vibe
to
off
you
of
about it.
it.
You understand it,
For sure.
you know?
You vibe off of each other, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. I mean, like I enjoy riding in a pack but one thing I don't enjoy is riding in a pack with people I don't know.
Yeah.
That freaks me
that's
out.
what I was worried about.
Because you just don't know how people ride, you know what I mean? And you don't know the person behind you's skill level or whatever. Like, and I mean, I'll be so bummed if I die of some dumb shit, like someone runs in the back of me with their bike or something.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty resilient.
Toy run season comes along, you know.
Shit,
People
I don't even-
hitting you up.
Hey,
They want
man.
you to get in a big group with a bunch of people you don't know.
That's why I go the back way
They
and show
pulled
up.
their bike out just for that reason, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, but it's for the
dude.
kids.
It is for the kids. I mean, I guess we could take chances
Those little
for the kids.
assholes. Just kidding.
How's the traffic down here? Is it getting better?
No, it's not. It's not getting better at all. It's not getting better at all.
You would think they do construction to make it better, right? But they don't.
No.
They're just always trying to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, if I have to go anywhere north of downtown, usually I'm on my bike.
Yeah.
And so it's not bad. On a bike, it's not bad at all.
No, you can handle
You can always, hit the shoulder or something. Even then, man, I was in my cut on my Dyna, and I was late to a meeting I needed to get to up north. And there was an accident or something. So on 35, it was a flyover onto 35. I'm riding the shoulder of it, right? Mm-hmm. These people can't go anywhere. They're in cars. They're stuck on it, right? I'm on this little sliver of fucking shoulder and going slow. I'm not riding like an asshole, but I'm not going to sit in that, right?
Fuck you, man. You can't go by me. I'm stuck here.
Dude,
That's
two
what they act
people
like.
tried to run me, cut me off.
insane.
One of them was this like fat white lady, and I could just I looked at her because if I see someone start to do it, I start revving my motor, and I'm just maybe they're just dumb and
maybe they
they're
just
not
didn't
trying to
know
run
that.
me over.
You're
right?
giving them the benefit of the doubt because you're nice.
Yeah, right? I like to think of the best of people sometimes. But then I see this lady's fat head look out the window and scream like "fuck you" at me. I'm like, okay. And then my first thought is to like reach for my pistol. But the second thought is oh, she just hates her life.
Yeah.
So
like
I
beyond
cruise
the
by.
bad
I
day.
cruise by, and I'm just like, what good did that do her? Like she's in a minivan. She's like 250 pounds, and she like is screaming at me, and it's like beat red. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is your life, man?
Yeah.
So you just gotta blow it off. It's like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I have a good time.
It really amazes me how mad people can get because you just go by them,
Isn't
when
that
they're
insane?
stuck. It really is. I had a guy.
Like, really, what do you got to do that's that important in Round Rock, Texas?
There's nothing. You're right. It really, and I have to remind myself of that too. Like, it's not even that you're doing anything to them. It's like them just taking out all the angst and anger they have with where they're at in their life on you.
Yeah.
I had a guy in an 18-wheeler swerve at me and open up his door trying to hit me.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's next level.
dude. That's almost like worth pulling over and like,
Yeah, just pop off a couple
yeah, let's
rounds.
go. Let's just come on. Just get out of there. Let's
Like-
talk about that.
That's that dude's job. He's getting paid to do it. What does it matter?
Yeah, like by the hour or the mile or what? I mean,
Fucking keep texting and fucking drinking your coffee. Like,
oh, dude, texting. I mean, There's a lot of that.
Dude, the other day
A
we
lot of
were hauling ass in a pack up to North Austin. It was on the weekend, and we're going whatever 75, 80 in the fast lane.
Do people not just get out of the way when they see you guys coming?
You would think so. Most people, I want to say most people in Texas when they're driving are pretty courteous, right? Mm-hmm. And they figure that out. This car was holding all these, a whole line of cars in the fast lane back. And so we were jumping out of, into the middle lane, coming back, passing cars, coming back. We finally get to the car, and it's some chick with her fucking visor down, putting makeup on. And we're like, wow, man, we just, rev at her a couple times because, what the fuck, Yeah. And she didn't even, look. She just, she didn't give a shit. She was like, fuck it, I'm going to go 55 in the fast lane, and I'm putting my makeup on with the visor down.
Was she hot?
I didn't get a good look at her, but the amount of time she was putting makeup on, I imagine
Obviously
she wasn't
not.
that good.
Yeah. She got to be putting it on while you're driving. That's a sign.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fucking riding close and fast, man. I fucking like it.
Yeah. It's good, though. I mean, when you're doing that and, you're riding with people that, you spend a lot of time with, you ride with a lot, and, it's it just becomes second nature, you know what I mean? And it's safer for us because, when you're riding in a pack, people see you, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, it'll draw attention to you, but most of the time that's a good thing, just so people aren't,
because that's the biggest problem is not being seen.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's zoned out, and, it's nothing for someone to change lanes, and, but in the end, it's I talk to people here, obviously, with my shop and whatever, and, they want to talk about motorcycles, and people will be like, oh, man, it's so dangerous to ride here and whatever. Yeah, but you have to, every time you take off, you got to kind of treat it as a battle zone, you know what I mean? You got to expect every car that's going to come up to an intersection or that's pulling out of a shopping center or whatever, driveway, you got to expect in your, picture it in your mind that they're going to pull out in front of you and have your, I have my outs every time.
Dude, I'm always looking if shit stops in front of me, what's both shoulders look like?
Yeah.
I'm always looking at all
think
this shit.
some people don't get. Maybe it's just inexperienced riders and stuff, but people don't really get that.
Yeah. When they get complacent too, because when you're driving a car, I think that's what gets a lot of people is they go back and forth, and they say most wrecks happen to people that don't ride that often.
Yeah.
The people that ride all the time aren't as likely to get in an accident because you're looking at everything, but. You just assume that everybody's going to do what they're supposed to do. And
and you
can't ever do that.
No, you can't. Yeah, and
I almost like it a lot of times that they don't see me. Because then people do dumb shit when they do see you. Instead of them changing lanes like they normally would, they see you coming on a 2-lane road. You come up on somebody hot, and before you even get there, they pull over on the shoulder and start throwing rocks up at you. I'm like, dude. Just fucking stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah.
You're not in my way. Trust me.
Well, at least they're pulling over. But yeah, it's definitely complacency. But that's our whole culture now. So it's that's the one thing I do like about riding a foot clutch, jockey shift, chopper, right? Is that, because people can get complacent on a newer bike, and for myself, I never do just because. Like I said, we put a lot of miles on. We ride aggressively. There's always something out there for us.
I think riding aggressively helps.
It does. For sure it does. You can't. That's the difference. Is I've had people tell me oh man, I'll try to change lanes, but I can't get over because this person won't get. And I'm like, if the person is not letting me over, then I'm gonna gun it. I'm gonna get ahead of them.
Yeah, that's not even possible for somebody to not let me over.
Yeah, you can't. You can't cater to the drivers because most of the time like you said, the drivers aren't paying attention and whatnot. But I will say that riding, when I go for my Dyna now.
Do you switch back and forth a lot?
Yeah, I don't have my own personal chopper right now, but I usually am riding.
I guess you're having to do test rides.
Yeah,
on these
I have
things.
to ride.
Can't send them out the door.
Yeah, you got to put some miles on them.
Yeah.
You got to shake them down.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of my own personal bikes now. But yeah, I get to ride a chopper fairly often, and so when I do get on a foot clutch, jockey shift, old chopper, man, it puts you in tune with everything. Mm-hmm. That's when your adrenaline starts pumping. That's when, okay, well, I'm coming up to a intersection on a hill, and I have no front brake, and I've got foot clutch, jockey shift. You got cars coming out everywhere. You got to know what you're doing. You got
no need to get there fast, just to stop.
Yeah, right. So it definitely puts you in tune with the road. I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't experience because it's not a huge subsect of people that are riding foot clutch, jockey shift, choppers.
you're
You know what I
right.
mean?
There's not a
Right?
lot of people.
So
I
it definitely changes the way you ride.
I think one of the things I like least about riding an old bike is not always being the fastest vehicle on the road. Like, I don't like people coming up on me.
Oh, that drives me
I
nuts.
always want to be going the fastest, you know. And I'm geared as tall as I can get, you know, without the motor just not being able to get me out of first gear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was one of the things after doing as much riding as I have in the last few years and then having an old chopper, like I never ever had mirrors before, right? Or cared.
Yeah.
And since having mirrors and knowing that I need to watch out for stuff and you know, utilizing them the way they should be utilized, that was one of the things that like drove me nuts when I was on my chopper because I'd have to be looking around a lot. I can't see anybody coming up on me or whatever, right?
there's a
And that's
lot
the
of
thing
this.
is like, yeah, and the idea that you can't in a pinch get ahead of traffic, right?
Yep.
Because that's what saves you. Because you can't do anything about somebody just running up on you.
Dude,
But if you have a mirrors and if you have a bike that can pull out of it in whatever gear it's in,
Yep.
then it can save you. So
I've heard
that
of more
is-
people dying from getting ran into at stop signs than any other way on a motorcycle.
Yeah, but also like, hey man, maybe that's your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and if I went out on a bike, fuck, I'd be stoked.
Is there a better way to go?
No, there's not.
No. There's a story, not even a story, this experience this one time. This girl said her granddad died tragically, you know, on a motorcycle accident with like a 22-year-old girl on the back of his bike and, you know, liver full of whiskey and cocaine. I'm like, that's
Wait,
not
did
tragic.
you just make this
That's
up?
not tragic.
Yeah, no,
That's not tragic.
Yeah, it sounds like
That's
you
what
was
we all
having a
dream
good.
of,
Sounds like you was
right?
having a good time. Sounds like that's how you get to Valhalla.
I apologize for that 22-year-old girl that went out with him, but
Oh, she died too.
I didn't ask that many
Oh.
questions, you know. Just heard the way she said it to me, like all those things
tragically.
came out. I was like,
And that's the thing that gets me like, and you know, I don't know. I always imagine like whatever my mind's thinking is probably way more morbid than other people's.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably don't have the right or the status quo, you
Not
know,
the
mindset
PC
for it,
thinking.
right?
Yeah.
But like, I've always thought that. I'm like, man, and I get it, man. People don't understand. Like, and there are people that are that think it's something they want to do, right? There's so many people that are weekend riders or whatever, and that's all fine and good because it's fun. It's fun,
fuck
right?
Yeah, it is.
But you know, you talk to people and they're like, "Oh, I had a kid and I had to, you know, get rid of my motorcycle because it's just too dangerous and blah blah." I'm like, man, it's fucking dangerous to walk outside. Like people
yeah, it
get
is.
cancer from God knows what, and then you know, like you don't know when it's your time. You can walk outside and get hit by a bus. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I just hope it's not some dumb shit that I get killed by. I'll be so mad. But honestly, I probably won't care.
Yeah, it's like people, you know, like your old vehicle, your truck you just got. What year is that?
It's a 73.
73.
100,
Like,
yeah.
so the square body Ford Chevy short bed pickups are worth so much money right now because those people that dreamed of having them when they were younger now are old and have money and they can buy them, right?
Yeah.
And they waited till then to do it. Like, where they probably won't even ride them that much to enjoy
No.
them. Like, I said, get it now, like right now. Don't fucking buy a new vehicle. Like,
Yeah.
get what you want, enjoy it, because, dude, it might kill you.
Hey, but get AAA.
It's-
I did that recently. Hey, and that's
I've
the
been
shit
meaning
right
to
there.
sign up for that
You
for
need to do
years.
that, man. I'm gonna like pitch it now. Someone needs to sponsor me.
AAA
Just kidding. They don't
coming
need
in
to sponsor
hot.
me. I only pay $11. But I got it from my chicken eye, and mostly because, well, I had locked my keys in my truck. But then it turns out you can't like get it that day and like get your keys out of your truck.
Oh, really?
they
There's a
they
grace
they know
period,
that
like-
one already.
Yeah, yeah.
And so luckily I knew a guy that helped me out with that. But I got it anyway, and it was like $11, and they'll tell you when I got this old truck, it was about 45 miles from here, and when the guy fired it up, I mean, it had a crazy exhaust leak and stuff, and I was like, dude, stop, like cut it off,
turn
you
it
know?
off.
And I was like, well, shit, I can't drive this, and the charging system won't work in, and so I was like, I can't drive this thing, 45 minutes, it's gonna fuck it up, obviously, and so I looked into my like AAA stuff that I had just gotten, and they'll tow you for up to 200 miles. You know, like I think it's maybe like 6 a year or something. But they came and towed that truck to my shop for
You
free.
already got your money's worth for
Yeah,
$11
right there.
a month.
11 bucks
dude.
a month for me and one other person. Yeah. So
No, I should definitely get that,
it's
especially
all
now.
roadside assistance, all the towing, man. That'll help you.
Yeah, well,
Gas. You run out of gas.
never.
You never run out of gas. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, dude. That's like my biggest problem with traveling is
I don't think I've ever run out of gas.
seriously,
Yeah.
dude.
No.
I just,
Well, shit.
you know, when you got a small tank, you're obviously counting miles.
Yeah.
But then,
Sometimes
like,
you got to push it.
you push it, or you just like get comfortable. Like after you've been, your ass is numb. You're not like you're ignoring the pain. You're just
Yeah.
like, and then you see some pretty landscapes.
Yeah.
You see it like, I
That's
can
part of
make
the
it to
fun,
The
though.
next one, dude. I'll make it to the next one.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been fucking having dreams of building a bike like what you got over there with the flames on it, the twin cam motor, the
Yeah.
big gas tank,
It's
and the
nice,
suspension.
man. It's nice. I mean, it's one of those things that like I dabbled in. I had a few different FXRs and stuff over the years, but I never had a purpose for it. You know, it was one of those things that like I enjoyed, and I always would say like, well, I'm gonna get something like this and then go on a long trip or something, right? And I went on a couple of pretty good rides with them, but it's like until I had a purpose for it. Now I have a purpose. It's like my bike's, I mean, like I just did this 110, you know, big bore kit or whatever. Like it's got to be done. Like I had basically 2 or 3 days max because I'm on my bike every night, you know, and that was just I even borrowed a brother's bike in that 2 or 3 day period because I had to be somewhere. And so everything's got to be like, you know, everything's got to be in tip top shape and, you know, you got to be ready to put miles down.
Did you go on any big trips last year?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
I've been to Washington. I've been to South
You
Dakota.
rode to
and back.
Washington?
Yeah, I've been to Washington. We actually it was like the week after, 2 weeks after South Dakota. So we flew out to Washington and then rode all over Washington. A brother let me borrow a bike out there, but we went to South Dakota and back. The first day we went to South
For Sturgis?
we have our own run that's a national run. 2 weeks after Sturgis now.
Okay.
But it's in
Yeah,
Rapid
fucking
City.
Nice.
Yeah.
Once the traffic clears out.
And we rode to Wyoming first, and then went from Wyoming to Rapid City. It's beautiful
Dude,
out there.
so nice that time of year up there.
It was great. The first day we did 950 miles.
So sick.
Yeah, that was a pretty good stint.
Well, how big was the pack?
We tend to ride in smaller packs, like with the guys that I ride with, and you know, when you're in a bigger pack, you can't put down as many miles efficiently.
No.
So we were about probably like 8. 8 was a good number. 6 to 8 is like a good, you know, like you
I mean,
can really
that's a
get it.
good number to
You know
be
what I
going
mean?
that far.
Yeah, you can really get it. And I didn't know we were gonna be doing 950 miles the first day. And
Well,
I never.
That's not something you tell people.
Yeah, I guess. And you know, and I'm just along for the ride most of the time. I'm never leading, but like I remember because I don't. You know, everybody wants to leave early in the morning, right, for a long ride like that,
Fuck yeah.
which is great. But if that's the case, I get like anxiety like crazy the night before, and I can't sleep.
Don't sleep.
So no sleep. Take off at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then you're on the road for 950 miles.
I mean, I don't sleep very good the night before a big trip, period. And I'm the one deciding when I'm going to leave. You
Yeah.
know? It's like,
No, you got a lot on your mind, and you want to make sure you packed everything. And
but isn't it like you hit a period probably about like, going 500-600 miles where like you almost leave it all behind?
Oh,
Where
for
it's
sure.
like you finally like,
Oh, and about that time we were going through Raton,
oh yeah.
and it was so cool because we're going down the highway, and I'd never been through there. I've just never traveled that. We didn't take that route the last time I went to South Dakota, and it was so beautiful. And one side of the highway was like plains, all right,
Flat.
yeah,
Looking out
but it
east.
was beautiful. The sun was out, or the sun was starting to maybe set then, or it was later in the afternoon. It was beautiful on the right side, but then you look at the left side of the highway, and there's a storm forming, and then you can see the mountains with the snow on them, right?
Oh,
But there was this crazy
sick.
storm on the left side. So we actually had a couple videos from it, but that was one of the most memorable parts of the trip. It
And
was
then you
cool.
go up the pass, right? Raton Pass,
Oh, yeah.
climb up. Dude, that's
Yeah, it's
fucking
beautiful.
awesome. I rode that pass maybe a dozen times last year.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah, Raton's good. You didn't stop by and see JP?
We burned right through there.
Yeah.
We went all
Not
the way
on the
to
950
I think
mile
we went
trip.
all the way to Denver.
Yeah. That's a haul right
It
there.
was a haul.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I gotta get a bigger gas tank, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I get well, we'll see what I get with this new top end, but I get one on the highway like that, 170 to a tank.
Damn.
It didn't feel like
The
anything.
thing is, I
man.
say that like on a rigid, you don't want to go.
No,
any
you don't
more
want to go
than-
170.
No.
I don't ever want to go more
No.
than 60 miles on a rigid, you know, because
Yeah,
like,
people do say that about my tank being small, and I'm like, yeah, I don't.
you're like, hey, if you rode this thing, yeah, after 60 miles, you want to stop
Yeah.
and just chill, you know, and that's what this thing. It's like a breeze after riding choppers for so long. Like the first time I did the trip to South Dakota, I remember I had people ask me like, man, that Dyna's not uncomfortable on the trip because there's guys that ride road glides and street glides and all that. And that's all well and
Oh,
good.
they're
I get
asking
it.
you if that's uncomfortable, you're like,
Yeah, I'm like,
"Dude,
actually, this is
so
like riding
fun."
on a fucking cloud of air. This is great, you know. So
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've almost done 1,000-mile days on my chopper without
That's
trying,
wild.
just because I need to go.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's wild.
I can't imagine like suspension, fucking fairing.
Oh, it feels like a fucking cloud, man.
Why are we?
It's
I
great.
would, but I've also fallen asleep on my chopper. Like how? What would I fall asleep on a fucking bagger?
Probably. If I got on
By
there, I would fall
myself,
asleep
though.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would fall asleep for sure.
it definitely helps having people
Yeah.
pushing the pace. And one other thing I've enjoyed doing is like riding in a pack and not leading and following. You know, like I always
you
used
can
to want to
zone
be
out.
up front. Like I want to be the guy up front, want to be going the
Nah,
fastest.
man.
But now I'm like, dude, just sit back, enjoy it. I like checking out other people's riding styles in different places. How does it differ when you ride with? I mean, you guys probably all have like a
Everybody,
Ride
well,
pretty
everybody's
much
got
the
their own
same.
thing, though. You know,
Yeah.
you always you learn like the people you ride with more often. You already know kind of the way they ride, and everybody has their own kind of different thing. But we just ride so much that you are just in tune with everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know where everybody's gonna go. Because if you don't, I mean, if you're in a pack like that and you're riding that fast and real tight, like if you don't know what someone's gonna do, you don't know how they're gonna react to certain situations. You know.
you guys
But,
doing the
I do the Bluetooth thing just so I can listen to music,
yeah.
which is also killer. That you know, but I don't ever hook up the little microphone thing, right?
Okay, so you guys aren't communicating.
No, we're not communicating. We use hand signals or whatever.
When it's
you know
better,
what
I
mean?
think it's better that way because it's more
Yeah.
immediate. You know, it's not like
Yeah. Plus, I don't want to listen to anybody when I'm riding. That's what I was gonna say was putting down like this many miles, which I was telling you I've done like around 50,000 in the last 2 years, and on my Dyna alone, and that's literally the only time in my life that I feel like I can just think, you know. And that's why I don't put my phone where I can see it. I don't, you know, I'll put music on or whatever with I have a little Cena deal, you know, but like I'm not going to use the microphone. So if someone tries to call me or whatever, I can always have the excuse. Like I was on my bike, you know,
Yeah.
like sorry. And then, you know, you can always call someone back if it's an emergency, stop somewhere or whatever. But it's literally the only time, as cheesy as it sounds, the only time that I can actually think and I can, you know, have time to go over things. Even if I'm just riding to North Austin, which, you know, takes an hour to get to or whatever. You have that time to sit and think about things and process things and decompress and, you know,
it's important, dude.
definitely.
It's important. I've been itching for it. When I took off this morning, when I walked outside this morning, it was warm already. I was like, fuck, why am I not riding? Like, what do I have to deliver? Do I really have to deliver this shit? Like, I could probably mail it. No, my kicker gear got stuck open to where it was just like,
It was running a little bit, yeah.
so I took it off the other day to replace that. And, dude, I broke off a stud, prying that thing off there, not having
You
the
don't
right
need all of them.
tools. That's what I decided, but I just walked away from it. I was just like, I'm just
You
going
don't
to walk
need all
away
the
before I
studs.
break something else.
Dude, let me see if I have, I don't have an extra puller. I might have an extra puller. Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, it's already done. I got the new one on. No, I called up my buddy Billy. I was like, dude, I don't have the right tool, the pry bar. So he was like, don't fucking use a pry bar. You'll break
Oh,
the
it's
stud.
such a pain in the ass.
I didn't tell him that I'd already broken a
Yeah.
stud. But he was like, dude, take an air chisel with just a dull end. He's like, put it right where the keyway is and just
Yeah,
press the trigger. And it popped right off.
So you have an air chisel, but
Yeah,
you don't have a kicker gear puller.
Correct. No. I went and bought it fucking No, I borrowed an air chisel from my father-in-law, and he didn't have a tip for it, so I went to Harbor Freight.
I was like, man, oh shit, I dropped the microphone. I was like, man, I don't even have an air chisel.
You don't have an air chisel in here?
I don't fucking think so. I'll use something as an air chisel. I don't know. I don't think I have an air chisel.
It worked. I was fucking impressed, dude. That thing popped right off. The
But I have a kicker gear puller.
Oh, there you go.
I actually made the last one I did. Like I just used a piece of stainless tubing, like from a thicker than exhaust, but like the exhaust size.
Yeah.
And then just
Put a
and
little-
then welded. I cut a washer, a big washer in half,
Oh,
welded it on the end,
perfect, yeah.
and then welded a plate on the other side with a nut and a like a 1/2 inch bolt.
Yeah.
And that works perfectly.
Wow. You probably use it more than I do.
Yes. I don't know how many
I'm
miles
only
you put
working
on.
on
You
my
probably
bike, dude.
yeah, but how many miles you put on, you probably change those kicker gears pretty often.
Dude, the way my motor's dialed right now, dude, I fucking hardly have to kick it. Last year was the first year that I paid somebody to do the whole motor
Nice.
instead of piecing together pieces of shit parts that I would have fixed or not fixed.
It's a good peace of mind.
Dude,
Plus, then you can always blame somebody else.
yeah, right. Yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I broke some shit. I don't know if you saw the post I broke the motor mount on the frame. You ever seen that on the right? Well, obviously
On the
not
rear of
there.
it?
On the
Yeah.
rear,
Oh,
off the
yeah.
down tube.
They would happen on panhead frames all the time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened.
That was one of those spots that,
I've seen them break on the motor, but not off the frame
yeah,
before.
on the frame.
Broke
Yeah, I
both.
mean, that's one of the things, like, that's why the frames were sweated before. I mean, why they were brazed, and sweated before.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Harley started welding them, that would happen often.
Oh,
that
because they're
rear
heating them
mount.
up, and it was making them a little bit more brittle. You don't think it had anything to do with taking it off a Supercross jump?
No, it probably had a lot to do with that. I don't think that was part of the
It
warranty.
happened. It just, freakishly happened 2 weeks after that. Well, dude, so we got a chopper show coming up.
Oh,
Chopper
yeah.
season, spring's
Yeah.
upon us, dude. The shows are coming.
Yeah, it is.
Texas Time Traveling Chopper Show. I
Yeah.
fucking love the name.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Who came up with that one?
I came up with it,
That was
actually.
you.
Yeah, I have a, I don't know, we obviously used the, is that working?
It'll work better like that.
Okay, you got an edit tool, right?
I don't do that.
Oh, God damn it. No, I've, we've used the time traveler thing for, all kinds of situations, and that's always been like I've always said I was born too late, especially, even with like club guys that, I'm in a club with some guys that have been in the club for 50 years,
Yeah.
and so they'll say the same thing, and that's just kind of been a theme throughout my life, and so the time traveler thing is a kind of an homage to that, and then that's something that I've used before, and so I thought it was a perfect fit for, doing an old chopper show.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Texas Time Traveling Chopper Show. Who did the song? Texas Time Traveling.
I have no idea. Is there a song called Texas Time Travel? There should
Dude,
be.
I'm pretty sure there is a fucking old country song. Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Well, shit.
Should have came equipped, dude.
Hopefully they're still alive. Maybe they can play.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe they are.
Maybe they're
I
a
don't
kid.
know. So what do you got lined up for us?
Yeah, so it's going to be March 27th and 28th. Green Harley approached me this past summer. As most people know, I was involved with Giddy Up previously, and
Never heard of it.
and that was a good time, and I'm definitely grateful for all the opportunities I had with that, and everybody that ever came out to the shows. That made it all worth it, because it would be pretty stressful doing a show like that and stuff, and that's what it was all about, and unfortunately last year I had to step away from the show, and since then, even knowing when I had to step away from it, I wanted to do another show. And Green Harley had always been on board with us with Giddy Up.
Yeah.
They were our number one sponsor every year.
Were they there from the beginning?
They were from the beginning, yeah. And they've been the number one sponsor since the beginning. And they would put on the pre-party, and they were a major component of the show, and with everything that led to me stepping away last year, they actually stepped away from it as well. And so once all that happened with the show, and the show went on, and they had it, whatever, and it was done, Green Harley, the owners of Green Harley, Hal and Rugger, who were really good guys, these are, I mean, these guys are good businessmen, probably do well for themselves, have several Harley dealerships, stuff like that. They literally showed up to my shop with me, who, you see I work in a little space, and, I'm just trying to survive.
Situation than what they've got.
And they showed up here and asked if they could come visit the shop, and I said, yeah, of course. And they've always been cool, and they came by and they said, hey, Matt, we want you to do a show, and we want to back the whole thing. And I thought that was pretty neat for them. They don't have to, give two shits about me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or anything I care about or whatever. And they went out of their way to come here and propose this idea of doing a show. They have tons of land at that dealership.
It's a big spot.
Yeah, we previously had like pre-parties there and everything.
Stunt shows.
Everything, yeah. You were there when they did were you there when they did the dirt track racing and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool. Did you race?
No.
No.
They can do that?
No.
Huh?
No,
Come
I don't think
on,
they'll
don't
ever do
tease me with racing.
I don't think they're going to do that again. Yeah, I mean,
They've gotten pretty big into the racing, so.
they had, well, Hal, one of the owners, he has a racing team.
Yeah.
So Rugger's son is one of the racers for their race team.
Which one's his son?
I don't know his name, but they have Hal's company is called Godspeed Racing.
Okay.
And so yeah, they're all into it. They're just motorcycle guys, which
Yeah.
that's when it comes down to it. I mean, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're from or where you're from when it comes to like me like vibing with someone. Like if you're into motorcycles, I mean, that's what I do 24 hours a day.
Yep.
So it's like, it's an instant connection there. And these guys are motorcycle people. They're not yuppie businessmen or whatever. Like they're motorcycle people. It's pretty cool. But yeah, they've given me the opportunity to do a show at Green Harley. We're gonna have bands. I mean, we're still gonna have camping down by the river. We're gonna have. I've been in contact with some different people to do a performance-oriented section of the show.
Yeah, they've been begging for years now.
We've been trying to, man, and that's something we've been trying to work on. And I was, a major proponent for, putting that out there and making that happen. Because honestly, in the end, my biggest thing is, like, I'm into that stuff, especially since now I've had a Dyna for a while, right? Yeah. But like, it's still not like what I'm, it's not my like passion, right? But that's not the point. In the end, I feel like with all this stuff, the most important part is anything I can do to help bring up other people, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, I've never had much in my life. And the any kind of success that I end up having or end up gaining from working for it, I want to pass on to people, man. Sure. Like it's like I've seen so many other people that they get super bitter and get super protective of it and think that like, and maybe it's my mindset of just wanting to think that everybody, like humanity is good. You know what I mean? Like there's something in the back of my mind. I feel like saying that I don't believe that, but you know what I mean? Like I do. I mean, I honestly give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. I do. And anybody who knows me will tell you that. Like, yeah. I mean, we have an ongoing joke here at the shop with, different people I've had work for me and stuff like that. And people I've taken in as interns and everything. And they call them Matt's Misfits because it's always it's always a fuck up, And it's not their fault, but I mean, I'm a fuck up. So it's like,
you see a little bit of you in them.
For sure, always, yeah. Man. And and you always want to give someone the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? If they screw you over, then you know what? They're gone. Later, take a walk. Yeah. Does it hurt me? No. Like, what does it hurt to give people a chance, right? So that's how I've always felt about things. If I have anything going on that, can benefit other people, mm-hmm. then why not? Yeah. Because you never know when you might be in the opposite position. And I have been before, doing my thing, and had other people look out for me and set me up with something, and it goes a long way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In the end, it's like it's not how much money you have; it's how you treat people and how
cool is
people
your bike?
remember you. You know what I mean? Do what?
And how cool is your
bike?
bike?
Well, you know, that's a matter of opinion,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, dude.
But yeah, so we're gonna have a performance kind of oriented section. You know, Dynas, FXRs, shit. They're doing all kinds of
Never
stuff
heard
with
of 'em.
even baggers and stuff now, right?
Yeah.
So
What about the chopper? So you got anybody
Who'd have
coming
thought?
in from out of town? Like
Oh,
that was
we'll
one
have
thing I
people
always
coming.
liked about Giddy Up. You know, especially before I started traveling as much as I have been. It's like seeing the bikes that I would only see on Instagram.
Yeah.
Be at the ice house. It's like, damn, there it is,
Yep.
right here in person.
yeah, and it's one thing to see it on the internet, right? And then you see it in person, and it's like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And just to know that they came to our state, and you know, like these bikes are here, yeah, yeah. I mean, we're definitely gonna have stuff like that. So.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of guys that are doing similar things and across the country, especially through Born Free and everything. And
Absolutely.
And you know, it's people love it down here.
You won an award at Born Free, didn't you?
No,
No, come on.
but thanks for bringing it up.
Damn it.
Wait, did I? No, I didn't win anything.
I could have sworn it.
No, I won. No, I didn't win anything actually. I was trying to come up with something witty. I couldn't even come up with something witty.
What
to that.
about? Are we going to do a giveaway bike this year?
What? Oh, for the show?
Yeah.
I was like, man, I hope I'm not giving anything away. No, we're not going to. We're going to just keep it like grassroots.
Okay.
We may give away a motor or something. I don't know. But there's going to be good bands. We're already working on all that. It's going to be a
Can you
good
tell
party.
me of those names that you talked about yet?
I can tell you definitely. Wino from St. Vitus was here a couple weeks back. He came by the shop and you know, we've been friends and you know, just through motorcycles and music and stuff. And he stopped by the shop and he said he was going to be coming down for sure. And he said he wanted to play. So Wino's definitely going to be playing, which is
Sick.
a pretty big
Well,
thing.
as soon as you get the clearing on the other ones,
Yeah, for sure.
I want to toss it out there.
And that's going to be a big thing because it's a free show, you know.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to make it a grassroots thing, you
And
know.
it's all happening
at Green Harley on their property, yeah. And it's right there in New Braunfels, beautiful area, literally minutes from where you know the ice house and everything was, or is. And
Did they open that place back up yet?
I haven't heard. I've heard mixed things about it, but you know I can't tell you for sure. I don't know. I honestly haven't been to that place. I've been to a couple other places around there.
Yeah.
But I know they have new ownership
They did.
or had. But
That happened before it shut down, though.
yes.
Yeah, because that was only a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
3 or 4.
Well, see, I passed it the other day going to Bubba's Big Deck.
Bubba's Big Deck. Yeah.
It's on.
Did they rebuild it? Didn't it
yeah.
wash out again?
Yeah, they must. I don't know if they moved it because I've never been to it before.
Oh, you
but it's
hadn't been to
further.
Bubba's
It's past
Big
the
Deck?
second. It's past the second crossing on River Road now.
Okay, so it's not right down the hill from Green.
No, it's a new one. Then it's a new one. It's on like both sides of River Road now. So when you
wow.
pass the second crossing, like where was the first crossing where we had the campsite for Giddy Up?
It was before the first cross. Yeah.
Yeah, it's first crossing. First crossing. Yeah, past this. I think it's between the first and the second crossing is where Bubba's Big Deck is now, and it's
Okay.
on both sides of the road. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because it used to be right behind
That's right.
Green Hall.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was
Yeah, it washed away.
right there in the washout zone. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. No, the new one's pretty cool. It's a good spot.
no shit. So is it camping going to be down there, or is it?
I believe camping's gonna be down the river. We're working with a couple different places down there, and I need to get on putting out a lot of the information. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be a good party, Texas style thing, you
Dude,
know.
everybody loves coming to Texas and riding bikes.
But we do it right.
What it is, what I compare it to is like Daytona was like the first big bike rally of the year. People would come down from up north, right? Well, obviously not everybody goes to those big rallies anymore. And
No.
like what Giddy Up was like the chopper version of that. All the chopper dudes are coming out of the snow, bringing their
For
bikes
sure.
down and getting to ride around in the nice weather and jump in the water.
Yeah, man, and I mean yeah, I mean looking back, it's like there's so many cool things that came out of that, you know.
Fuck yeah.
So many cool things, and just so cool for a lot of our friends. I mean, people who travel from all over. You know, we had guys from the last year that I was a part of it. We had people from Sweden come out. We had people from England, like all over the place, man. And I actually got to visit with these people, you know, and like spend time with some of them, and like just I don't know, it's cool. Like that's all the stuff that makes doing something like this worth it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because in the end, like, okay, you make a little bit of money. You're
There's
never
a
going to make
lot of
anything.
work.
You're never going to make anything, close to what the work was, right? And then sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees with that stuff. Like you get, like you'll get down about it as far as just you're run down, tired. I always burn the candle at both ends. But then something just as small as that, like having a simple interaction with someone who came out to the show from another country, like. And then
Travel
you sit
across the planet.
Yeah, you sit back and take that into perspective. That makes it all worth it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's super rad. Fuck yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that your boys at Green are gonna build us a dirt track so we can race, dude. I could use a couple practice laps before the Fandango race the next weekend.
Yeah, it's the next weekend, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Those guys are going to be coming out, and I'm going to have them set up some vintage race bikes and stuff too. So there's going to be some like early race bikes set up as a like because they're with AMCA and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them a little area to kind of coordinate. So we're going to have everything from super early race bikes
to late model,
late model, performance
baggers.
Yeah. So there's going to be a little bit for everything. Yeah, a little bit for everybody.
And barbecue?
Oh, there'll be food trucks. I'm sure there'll be barbecue.
Dude, if you don't have a vendor yet, the Buck and Pig, I think he told me
we should reach out to them.
Yeah, I don't think they got any. That's what they're doing full time now. He's like, he's got a
that
shop.
place is good, man.
Fuck yeah.
It's really good.
I mean, I may be speaking out of my own place, but I think he'd be down to come down.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him.
Because that's what people like,
that.
is coming to Texas for barbecue, good weather, and fucking riding, dude.
Yes.
And that's all right down there.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect spot.
Well, did we cover everything?
I think so.
I think we covered more than we planned on, dude. That was good stuff.
Awesome, man.
Matt, thanks for having me out.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, man.
What is happening, y'all? It's Nick with Knives Made by Nick's Rock Talk. Man, we had a guy come out to FTW rehearsal tonight, and a guy named Joe, he's going to engineer some FTW recordings, so we're getting that ball rolling, and I can't wait. Yeah, so I've been stoked on that one for sure. I have been busy making knives. Brian has been over here helping. He has been learning a lot. He got to quench his first blade today, and man, he did a great job. So he's really in it to win it. I quenched, I did everything. I quenched 15 blades with normalization, quench, and tempering. Did I say quench enough? That sound awkward. So, yeah, busy with the Knives Made by Nick stuff for sure. So, we're going to do, y'all, I'm sure Dan talked about in the dates section, the Time Travel and Chopper Show with Matt Jackson, today's guest. Man, I'm going to be there. It is going to be rad. Looking to have a good time. That is for damn sure. I picked a song this week. Actually, Dan helped me pick it out. We're going to do a song by someone that you all know. Our very own Danger Dan and Alan Wayne Nichols and Doghouse Dave, man. They are going to, I guess they'll put out a record. I don't know if it's digital or actual vinyls, but yeah, they're getting that stuff put together, and you need to check it out. You can go to Outbound Train on Instagram. I hadn't seen Dan post a lot about it. I tried to find it tonight and looked through his profile. I couldn't find it. So, yeah, Dan, you need to post it up more. Check out the video for one of the songs they did. If you look on the Outbound Train, you'll find that there. Actually, I think it's in their link. The Outbound Train on Instagram. Click the link, takes you right to it. There you go. Now you got it. Recorded at the Cosmic Shed, Henderson, Texas, on a full moon on Friday the 13th. Yeah. 10 years to the day after Large Marge died in a horrific truck accident. Wait, never mind. No, that's, I'm thinking of something else. That's not the right thing. This is a rad song. You really dig it. Al writes some really cool stuff that has to do with his life a lot, and I'm sure this is no exception. And man, it's cool to see Al not be under a dark cloud. Outbound Train, Dark Cloud.
Who is ready to win some shit? First off, you need to go to DangerDanceTalkShop.com. Sign up to be a patron. There's a link there. It says Patreon support. Sign up. I just realized that I did the intro and I never once told you about MCShopTees.com. You don't know about MCShopTees.com? It's your T-shirt of the month club, the only way to support every local motorcycle shop. That is right. Go to MCShopTees.com, use Danger Dan at checkout. It'll get you $10 off your first month. It's like a magazine subscription, except for you get T-shirts. Every month I feature a different motorcycle shop from around the country. We come up with some badass, one-off, limited run art. I mean, all the shirts have the fucking date printed on the tags because we only print them once. That's it. You get it. If you're not signed up, you missed out, right? No. If you sign up, I send the last month's shirt. We're trying something new. I print extras anyway, so sign up now, and you're going to get a Wrecked Metals shirt from Boise, Idaho. You guys know about Wrecked Metals? Fucking badass hot rod chopper shop. Go to mcshoptees.com and sign up so I can send you a badass shirt from Wrecked Metals with a bitchin' postcard that tells you about the spot, man. It's a no-brainer. But if you want a chance at winning a knife made by Nick or a custom lowbrow package, or if you want a chance to go to Nepal thanks to Motorcycle Sherpa, you got to sign up to become a patron. Right now, we're going to give away a gift certificate and an auxiliary fuel tank to lowbrowcustoms.com. Let's see who our lucky winner is. It is 148. Gavin Cormack. Dude, Gavin Cormack, you just won a Lowbrow Customs prize pack. Thank you for keeping this show on the road. I can't thank you enough. But I'm going to try by sending you some rad shit from Lowbrow. I want to thank everybody at Lowbrow and everybody that keeps this show on the road. So thankful. Brown Cycles, MC Shop Tees, Motorcycle Sherpa, Lowbrow Customs, High Seas Jerky, Danger Dan at checkout. Get you 10% off the best fucking jerky. And he's got tons of hot sauce and jam and all sorts of shit. Go to highseasjerky.com. Take your shit to Brown's. Get it aligned, dude. You know your shit's out of a line. You don't know how to line your shit. You don't have fucking lasers. You don't have lasers at your shop. How could you possibly align your motorcycle wheels without lasers, dude? Come on, it's 2020. Take it to Brown's. This is where the real bikers stop. All right. Matt, thanks for sitting down, letting me come in your shop and talk shop and tell us all about the Texas Time Travel Chopper Show. I'll see you in the Braunfels.